No Exit, directed by Valet Walsh. I would like to remind you at this time to turn off your cell phones or pagers or beepers or anything else that beeps or buzzes, in case it might bring you enjoyment. I mean, disrupt the show. Please enjoy.
So, here we are.
Yes, Mr. Garcin.
Where's the racks and red-hot pincers?
Ah, you must have your little joke, sir.
My little joke? No, I wasn't joking. There's no mirrors and no windows either, but damn it all, you might have left me my toothbrush.
That's good. So you haven't gotten over your, what's it called, sense of human dignity. Excuse my smiling.
I'll ask you to be more polite. I quite understand the situation.
Sorry, sir, but all of our guests ask me the same thing. Where's the torture chamber? That's the first thing they ask. Then, once they've got their nerve back, they start in about their toothbrushes and whatnot. Good heavens, Mr. Garcin, what would be the point of brushing your teeth?
I suppose you're right. No beds either. Take it one never sleeps down here.
That's so.
Ah, yes. Why should one sleep? Sort of drowsiness steals on you and begins to tickle you behind the ears, and you feel your eyes closing. But why sleep? I've got it. It's life without a break, isn't it? Is it daytime now?
Can't you see? The lights are on.
Of course, but outside.
Outside.
Damn it, you know what I mean. Beyond that wall.
There's a passage.
And what lies at the end of that?
There's more rooms, more passages, and stairs.
And what lies beyond that?
That's all.
Very well. Where's the light switch?
There isn't any.
What? One can't turn off the lights?
Well, management can turn off the lights anytime they want to, but I can't ever remember them having done so for this floor. We have all the electricity we want.
So you're telling me that one has to live with one's eyes open forever?
To live, did you say?
Let's not quibble over words. With one's eyes open. Forever.
Very well, sir. If you don't need me anymore, I'll be off.
No, wait. That right there. That's a bell, and if I ring, you must come?
Well, yes, but you can never be quite sure about that bell. Something's wrong with the wiring, and it doesn't always work.
What's this?
Can't you see? An ordinary paper knife.
Very well. You can leave.
Here's your room, madame.
I beg your pardon. Who do you suppose I am?
You? Why, the torturer, of course.
Ha! I am the torturer. I'm Joseph Garcin, journalist and man of letters by profession. And seeing as we're in the same boat, might I ask, Mrs.?
Not Mrs. I'm unmarried.
Well, the torturer. How does one recognize a torturer when one sees one anyways?
They look frightened.
Frightened, but how ridiculous.
Laugh away, but I know what I'm talking about.
I'm not afraid. Quite understand the situation I'm in. I realize it's gravity too well, but I can assure you I'm not afraid.
That's your affair. Must we stay here all the time, or do you get to go outside once in a while?
The door's locked.
Oh, that's too bad.
I too, well, quite frankly, I'd much rather be here alone myself. But I'm sure we'll manage to get along together somehow. And if I may venture out on a suggestion, we should make the point of being extremely courteous to one another. That'll make the transition easier for both of us.
I'm not polite.
Then I must be polite for two.
No, don't look up! I know you're hiding behind your hands. I know you have no face left. But I don't know you.
I'm not the torturer, madame.
I never thought you were. I thought someone was trying to play a rather nasty trick on me. These sofas, they're so hideous. I suppose each of us has a sofa of his own. But you can't expect me to sit on that one. I'm in pale blue and it's striped.
Would you prefer mine?
That floral one you mean. That's very sweet of you, but really no. The only one that might do in a pinch is this gentleman's.
Did you hear? Mr. Garcin.
Oh, sorry. Please, take my seat, madame.
Thanks. Well, as we're to be living together, suppose we'd better start by introducing ourselves. My name's Estelle. Estelle Regal.
Oh, Garcin. Joseph Garcin.
And I'm Inez Serrano. Very pleased to meet you.
It's so stuffy in here. Oh well, the great thing is to keep as cheerful as we can, don't you agree? Of course you two are.
Yes. Last week. What about you?
Yesterday. As a matter of fact, the ceremony's not quite over yet. The wind is blowing my sister's veil all over the place. Oh, she's trying her best to cry. Come, dear, make another effort. Oh, that's better. Two little tears are twinkling under the black of her veil.
What was it?
Pneumonia. Oh, it's over now. They're leaving the cemetery. Goodbye, goodbye. Quite a crowd they are. My husband stayed at home prostrated with grief, poor man. What about you?
The gas stove.
And you, Mr. Garcin?
12 bullets through the chest. I'm sorry. I fear I'm not good company among the dead.
Please don't use that word. It's so crude. I suggest we call ourselves absentees. Have you anyone left down on Earth?
Yes. My wife. She's standing at the entrance of the barracks, but they won't let her in. She comes here every day. She doesn't quite yet know that I'm dead.
Oh.
Absent. But I suppose she suspects it. She's not crying, but she never was one to cry anyhow.
Estelle.
Please, Mr. Garcin.
What is it?
You were sitting on my sofa.
I beg your pardon. I was setting my life in order. You may laugh, but you do well to follow my example.
No need. My life is in perfect order. It tidied itself up nicely of its own accord.
Really? You think it's as simple as that? Phew, it's hot in here. Do you mind if I...
No, how dare you? I simply loathe men in their shirt sleeves.
All right, I suppose. You see, I used to spend my nights at the newspaper office, and it was a regular black hole. Stiflingly hot it could be. Stifling that it is. It's night now.
Oh, that's so... Olga's undressing. It must be after midnight. How quickly the time passes on Earth.
Yes. After midnight. They've sealed up my room. It's dark. Pitch dark and empty.
They rolled up their shirt sleeves above the elbows and strung their coats on the back of their chairs. I used to like living among men in their shirt sleeves.
Well, in that case, our tastes differ. What about you? Do you like men in their shirt sleeves?
Oh, I don't care for men much anyways.
Okay. Oh well.
It's funny, us living together, isn't it?
Yes, it's so absurd. Why should we of all people be put together?
Pure fluke, I should say. Why are you laughing?
Because you amuse me with your flukes, as if they left anything to chance. Then it's by chance this room is furnished as we see it. It's an accident that the sofa on the left is striped and the one on the right is floral. Mere chance. And what about the heat here? Nothing was left to chance. They've put us together deliberately. If only each of us had the guts to tell.
To tell what?
Estelle,
Yes.
why have they put you here? I mean, what have you done?
Well, that's just it. In fact, I'm wondering if there has been some sort of ghastly mistake. Just think of the number of people who become absentees every day. Well, there must be thousands and thousands, and they're probably sorted out by understrappers of sorts. Stupid employees who don't know their job. So they're bound to make some mistakes sometimes. And if they made a mistake in my case, they may have made a mistake in your case, and yours too. Anyhow, isn't it better to think that we got here by mistake?
Is that all you've got to tell me?
What else would you like me to say? I lost my parents when I was a kid, and I had my young sister to bring up. We were terribly poor, and when a friend of my father's asked me to marry him, I said yes. He was very nice and quite well off. He was old enough to be my father, but for 6 years we had a happy married life. And then 2 years ago I met the man I was fated to love. He asked me to run away with him, but I refused. And then I got pneumonia, and it finished me. Do you think that could be called a sin?
Certainly not. I ran a pacifist newspaper and then the war broke out. Had I done anything wrong?
Wrong. On the contrary, you were a
hero!
Oh, you see.
Yes, I see. Now look here. What's the point of play acting, throw dust in each other's eyes? We're in hell, my pets. They never make mistakes, and people aren't damned for nothing.
Keep quiet. I forbid you from using such disgusting words.
Ah, I see now. I know why they've put us through together. Obviously, there aren't any physical torments. And yet, we're in hell. You agree, don't you? It's clear what they're after. An economy of manpower, or devil power if you prefer. It's as in the cafeteria where the customers serve themselves. Each of us will act as a torchbearer for the two others.
But I wish neither of you any harm, so the solution's simple enough. Each of us must stay put in his or her corner, and that way, well, we'll just be quiet. Here, you sit here. And you can sit right there. And I'll remain here. Also, we mustn't talk to one another. That way we'll achieve our salvation.
Have I got to keep silent too?
Of course. Understood?
Agreed.
I agree.
Very well. Goodbye.
Dun, da, 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 dum. Da, 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 da.
Excuse me, have you a mirror? Even if you won't speak to me, you might lend me a mirror.
Don't worry, my pet. I've got a mirror in my bag. It's gone. They must have taken it from me at the entrance.
How tiresome!
What's the matter?
I feel so queer. When I can't see myself, I begin to wonder if I really and truly exist. I pat myself just to make sure, but it doesn't help much. Oh dear, my lipstick! I'm sure I put it on all crooked. I can't do forever and ever without a looking glass. Oh!
Suppose I try to be your mirror. Come here. Sit down. Come closer. Closer. Now look at me and ask me questions. I'll be as candid as any mirror.
Are my lips all right?
No. They're a bit smudgy.
I thought as much.
You're lovely, Estelle. I'm not so ugly either. Am I not nicer than your glass?
Oh, I don't know. You scare me rather. My reflection in the glass never did that.
Listen, you must call me Inez. We are going to be great friends.
I don't make friends with women very easily.
Not with women like me, you mean? Hello, what's that? That nasty red spot on the bottom of your cheek? A pimple?
A pimple? Oh, simply foul! Where?
There's no pimple. I'm your lark mirror, my dear, and you can't escape me. Suppose the mirror started telling lies, or supposed I covered my eyes and refused to look at you as he is doing. All that loveliness of yours would be wasted on the desert air. No, don't be afraid. I can't help looking at you.
Are you really attracted by me?
Very much indeed.
But I wish he'd notice me too.
Of course, because he's a man. You won, but damn it, look at her. Don't pretend you missed a word of what we've said.
Of course not. Not a word. Now will you be quiet, you two? Someone's talking about me in the newspaper office and I'm trying to listen. Well, if it'll make you feel any better, I'm no use for the child.
You cad!
You're crazy, both of you. Can't you see where this is taking us? Let's all sit down again quite quietly and go back to staring at the floor.
Stare at the floor? How utterly absurd. I feel you there in every pore.
Well, then have it your own way. Guess it was bound to come to this. They'd put me in a room with men. Men can keep their mouths shut. You know what? Fine. I want to know who I have to deal with.
You know already. There's nothing more to learn.
As long as each of us hasn't made a clean breast of it, while they've damned him or her, we know nothing. So you, young lady, what have you done?
I haven't a notion.
Perhaps you're shy of speaking first. Fine, then I'll go. I treated my wife abominably. Night after night, I'd come home pissed drunk, stinking of wine and women. My wife had sat up for me, of course, but she never cried, never uttered a word of reproach.
Why'd you hurt her like that?
It was so easy. I'm fond of teasing, you see, and I watched and waited, but not a word, not a protest. All this may seem extremely vague to you, but here's something you can sink your teeth into. One night, I brought a half-caste girl to spend the night at our house. My wife slept upstairs. She must have heard everything. My wife's an early riser, and as I and the girl lay in bed, she served us our morning coffee. Your turn.
Well, I was what some people down there called a damned bitch, so it's no surprise being here. There was that affair with Florence, a dead man's tale, with 3 corpses to it. He to start, then she and I.
Did he kill himself?
He? No, he hadn't the guts for that. Still, he'd every reason. We led him a dog's life. He was rather pathetic, really. When she left him, I had her on my hands. She saw the world through my eyes. And then that tram did its job. For 6 months, I flamed away in her heart till there was nothing but a cinder. Then one night she got out of bed and turned on the gas, then crawled back and went back to sleep next to me.
You, what have you done?
I rack my brain, but it's no use. I tell you, I haven't a notion.
Then let us give you a hand. That fellow with the smashed face, who was he?
Him? A friend of mine.
Did he shoot himself on your account?
Of course not. How absurd you are.
That fellow with the smashed face? He killed himself because of you. You were his mistress, right?
Of course she was. That's how he killed himself. He blew his brains out, didn't he?
Stop it, you two. It's not fair bullying me like that.
Of course she was his mistress. He loved her, and he wanted her to himself alone. That's so, isn't it? Give a straight answer.
I don't know.
I've got it. He loved you, and one day he came to you and implored you to run away with him, but you laughed in his face. That's so.
Yeah, you laughed at him and he killed himself.
You've got it all wrong, too. He wanted me to have a baby, and I certainly didn't want one. But the baby came, worse luck. It was a girl. Roger was there when she was born. There was a balcony overlooking the water. I brought a big stone. Roger could see what I was up to, and he kept on shouting, "Estelle, for God's sake, don't!" He saw the whole thing. The ring spreading over the water, and then he just...
You mean he killed himself?
Yes, it was absurd of him, really. My husband never suspected anything.
Well, Mr. Garcin, you certainly have us in the nude, all right. Do you understand things any better for it?
Yes. Perhaps a trifle better. You do realize that this young lady's fated to be your torturer. It's through her that they'll get you. They're waiting, watching to see if you'll make a move.
I know. And you're another trap. Do you think they haven't foreknown every word you say? Everything here is a booby trap. You do well to remember, Garcin, that there are traps for you too, in this room. Better if you watch your own interests. But if you leave us in peace, this child and me, I'll assure you I won't do you any harm.
Very well.
Is there really nothing left of me?
Nothing of yours left on earth, not even a shadow. All you own is here. Would you like that paper knife or that ornament on the mantelpiece? That armchair's yours. And I, my dear, am yours forever.
You mine. It is the end. The earth is left of me. Oh, don't turn away, please. Oh.
Now then, Garcin.
It's to her you should speak.
Oh, please, you're a man, aren't you? Surely I'm not afraid of all that. So gather me up, dear, fold me to your heart, and you'll see how nice I can be.
I tell you, it's to that lady you must speak.
To her. But she doesn't count. She's a woman.
Oh, I don't count, do I? But my poor little fallen nestling, you've been sheltering in my heart for ages, though you didn't realize it. I'll keep looking at you forever and ever without a flutter of my eyelids, and you'll live in my gaze like a mote in a sunbeam.
A sunbeam indeed. Don't talk such rubbish.
Come to me, Estelle. Deep down in my eyes, you'll find yourself as you truly wish to be.
Leave me in peace.
So, it's a man you need.
I'll sit in your sofa and wait for you to take some notice of me. I promise not to bother you at all.
I can't give you much. I shan't love you. I know you too well.
Do you want me anytime?
Yes.
That's all I ask.
Estelle! Garcin, you must be going crazy. You're not alone. I'm here too.
Yes, of course. But what does that matter?
Very well. Have it your own way. I'm the weaker party, 1 against 2. But don't forget I'm here and watching. We're in hell. My turn will come.
Estelle, will you trust me?
What a quaint thing to ask, considering you'll be under my eyes for all time, and I don't think I've much to fear from Inez as far as you're concerned.
Obviously not that kind of trust. It's a different kind of trust, Estelle. You must give me your trust.
I'm giving you my mouth, my arms, my whole body, and everything could be so simple, my trust. I'm afraid I haven't any to give. But you must have something pretty ghastly on your conscience to make such a fuss about my trust in you.
They shot me.
Yes, because you refused to fight. Well, why should you?
Well, I didn't exactly refuse to fight. Should have gone to the general and said, "General, I decline to fight." No, a mug's game. They'd promptly lock me up. I wanted to show my colors. My true colors, you see. So I ran. I took the train, but they caught me at the frontier.
Where were you trying to go?
To Mexico. I wanted to start a pacifist newspaper down there.
He wants you to tell him that he bolted like a lion, for bolt he did, and that's what's biting him.
Bolted, went away. Just words. Estelle, am I a coward?
How can I say? I can't put myself in your skin. You must have had reasons for acting the way you did.
Yes, but were they real reasons? I wanted to make a stand. But was that my true motive?
Exactly. Was that your true motive? So carry on, Garcin, and try to be honest with yourself for once. And you, Estelle, do you like cowards?
You knew how little I cared. Coward or hero, it's all one provided he kisses well.
There they are, slumped in their chairs and sucking on their cigars. They're thinking, Garcin's a coward. They made up their minds, those friends of mine. You're lucky, you two. You haven't anyone left on earth giving you a second thought.
Oh, my poor dear, you mustn't bother with what those men are thinking. They'll die one by one. Forget them.
They'll die. They'll die, but others will come to carry on the legend.
You think too much. That's your trouble.
Well, listen, Estelle, you must do me a service. 1,000 of them are proclaiming that I'm a coward. But what do numbers matter? There's one person, just one person who would trust me and tell me that I'm not a coward, that I'm good and that I'm decent, and the rest of that, well, that one person's faith would restore me. Will you have that faith in me, Estelle?
Oh, my poor silly man. Do you think I could love a coward?
But right now you just...
I was only a kid. I like men, my dear, who are real men, with tough skin and strong hands. You haven't a coward's mouth, or a coward's chin, or a coward's face, or a coward's hair. And it's for your mouth, your voice, your face, your hair I love.
Do you mean it, Estelle? Do you really mean it?
Shall I swear?
But she doesn't mean a word of what she says. Estelle, am I a coward? As if she gave a damn either way.
Inez, how dare you? If you want me to have faith in you, you must begin by trusting me.
Trust away. She wants a man, and that far you can trust. She wants a man's arms round her waist, and a man's smell, and a man's eyes glowing with desire. She'd assure you you were God Almighty if she thought it'd bring you pleasure.
Is it true?
What do you expect me to say? You do make things difficult. Anyhow, I love you even if you were a coward. Isn't that enough?
You disgust me, both of you. Get this, I'm leaving.
You won't get very far. The door's locked.
I'll make them open it.
Oh, please! Please! Oh, please!
Oh, don't worry, my pet. The bell doesn't work.
Oh, I beg you, don't leave me here, not with Inez. I daren't be left alone with her now. She's shown her claws. Oh, please.
Take care of yourself. I never asked you to come here.
How mean you are. Yes, it's quite true you're a coward.
Well, I hope you're satisfied. You spat in my face playing up to him, of course. And we had a tiff on his account. But he's leaving now, and good riddance it will be.
Open up! You have to open. I can't endure this any longer. Anything is better than this agony of mine. Anything. Just open up.
Well, who of us will it be? Which of the three will leave? The barrier's down. Why are we waiting?
Yes, Garcin, come lend a hand. Quick, we'll push Inez out and slam the door on her.
Estelle, I won't go. I beg you, I won't go. Not into that passage.
Garcin, help.
Let go of her.
You're crazy. She hates you.
It's because of her I'm staying.
All right then. Shut the door. It's gotten 10 times hotter here since it's opened. Because of me, you said?
Yes, because of you. When you call me a coward, you know what that means. You're wicked and you're evil. And you know what it means. That's so, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, then it's you whom I have to convince. You're of my kind.
Do you really wish to convince me?
That's the one and only thing I wish for now. Listen. Each man has a name in life, and I aimed at being a real man. Can one possibly be considered a coward for courting danger at every turn, and can judge a life by a single action?
Why not? For 30 years you dreamt you were a hero and condoned 1,000 petty lapses because a hero, of course, can do no wrong. Then a day came when you were up against it, the red light of real danger, and you took the train to Mexico.
I dreamt, you say? No, I didn't dream. A man is what he wills himself to be.
Prove it. You are what you do and nothing else.
I didn't have enough time. I wasn't allowed to do my deeds.
No one ever is allowed to do their deeds. Everyone always dies too soon or too late. And yet, at that one moment, your life is complete. You are your life.
What a poisonous woman you are, with an answer for everything.
Oh, now then, Garcin, don't lose heart. You're a coward because I wish it. I wish it. Do you hear? I wish it. You must convince me. You've no choice. You're at my mercy.
Garcin, revenge yourself.
How?
Kiss me, darling. That'll make her squeal.
You're right, Inez. I am at your mercy, but you're also at mine.
Oh, what a coward! You weakling, running to women to console you.
That's right, Inez. Squeal away. Hug me tighter, darling. That'll really finish her off.
What a lovely scene. Coward Garcin holding baby killer Estelle in his manly arms. I'm watching you. Everybody's watching you. I'm a crowd all by myself. Do you hear them muttering? Coward, Garcin, coward. That's what they're saying.
So this is hell! Do you remember all we were told about those lava, molten lead, the torture chambers? Old wives' tales, I tell you. Hell is other people!
Oh, please, my dear, we'll work it out. I promise, I promise.
Take care of yourself. I can't love you. Not while she's between us.
Well, in that case, I'll get rid of her!
But you crazy creature! You know very well I'm dead. Dead, 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 dead! Knives, ropes, poison, useless. Here we are, forever.
Forever and ever and ever. Well then, let's get on with it.